Welcome to RBI 18.
You're watching a Famicast video review of RBI Baseball 18 on the Nintendo Switch. I'm Danny Bivens, the reviewer of this game. The RBI Baseball series hasn't exactly taken the gaming world by storm. With a string of subpar titles released over the past few years, MLB Advanced Media, MLB AM, the internet and interactive branch of Major League Baseball, was really looking to turn things around with the 2018 iteration of their baseball title. As opposed to previous years, MLB AM decided to work on the game internally and to completely revamp everything this time around. Visuals, animations, hundreds of face scans for character models, licensed music, and more. Things sounded promising from the outset. However, for Switch owners, the project started out on the wrong foot. RBI Baseball was delayed for nearly 3 months on Nintendo's console. While RBI Baseball 18 is one of the few baseball titles available on Switch, there are still a few things to be apprehensive about with this title. Right out of the gate, RBI 18 already has a few additional modes that last year's version didn't have, namely the Franchise mode and a Home Run Derby. With Franchise, you can take control of your favorite team for up to 10 seasons in an effort to capture that coveted World Series crown. Players can also make trades, pick up free agents, and even call up rookies to join their team. Home Run Derby is just as it sounds. Players take control of a slugger to duke it out in an elimination-style tournament, trying to hit as many home runs within the time limit. The tournament is customizable and includes up to 8 participants, with the ability to play with one other friend. One oddity about the mode is that you're only able to choose from 8 pre-selected players. If you don't like the players that are on offer here, you're kind of out of luck. Controls are what you would expect from an arcade-style baseball game. Simple. There's a button for hitting, bunting, and the throwing is all handled with the B button in the classic mode. Now, there is a modern mode that is available here too, and the bases are all kind of assigned to the face buttons. Getting a big-time hit is all about timing and where you make contact with your bat. Still, as with last year, the hitting feels a little bit off. Fielding has improved this time around, but there still are things in the game that really grind my gears. Mainly automatic dives and jumps for balls, and overly realistic animations that sometimes turn easy outs into hits. There are also times on the defense when the initial auto-selected player is not the nearest player to the ball. It doesn't happen every time, and you can change who you're controlling, but it is problematic and can cause some headaches. For a semi-budget baseball game, RBI 18 looks okay visually. The player models are definitely an improvement over last year, and some of the dynamic camera angles really show off the better-looking models here. All of the players, teams, and stadiums are represented. The stadiums look fairly realistic, however, the crowd, it's just this static grouping of 2D sprites. Sure, you don't get an up-close look at them all that often, but the style clashes with the overall look of the game, which is really going for something pretty realistic here. I ran into several technical issues throughout my time with the game. My main issue has got to be with the load times. Starting up the game takes upwards of 30 seconds or more. Not only that, but there are several instances where the animations with the load screens chug and occasionally freeze. They eventually get you where you want to go, though. Overall, games of baseball also take longer than necessary due to load times between innings. What should possibly be a quick 15 to 20 minute game of baseball turns into something that's 30 minutes or more. It's nowhere near as long as an actual game of baseball, obviously, but for a game that's aiming to harken back to its arcade roots, this is a bit disheartening. For those keeping score at home, RBI 18 runs at 1080p docked and 720p in handheld mode with a frame rate greater than 30 frames per second. I found that while, yes, the frame rate does seem to run at over 30 frames a second, it's not consistent. Thankfully, it hasn't hindered the gameplay too much during my time with the game. Regardless, a lock 30 would have been a much better idea here. The sound is also marginally improved, mainly with the addition of licensed music. Outside of the tracks, the sound is pretty bland. RBI 18 only offers what I assume is a PA announcer calling strikes, balls, and fouls. It's all kind of underwhelming. RBI Baseball 18 is a lot better than last year's offering, but that's not saying much. The addition of a franchise mode and the Home Run Derby were nice, but can't hide the various defects that plague the game. The identity crisis that the series has between being arcadey versus being realistic is still my main gripe of the series. With the technical issues that plague this game, it's difficult to recommend. However, there was one shining star in the game for me, the Home Run Derby. It wasn't perfect, but there is some fun to be had there. The rest of the game, not so much. Final score for RBI Baseball 18 on the Switch, 5.5 out of 10. Keep it locked here to the Famicast for more reviews, videos, podcasts, and a whole lot more. And be sure to check out thefamicast.com. Like and subscribe if you like what you're seeing here. And we'll catch you next time. Thank you for watching.